Tonight, we're diving deep into the complete story of every Pokémon champion. But before we begin our journey into Pokémon lore, I want to take a moment to welcome you. Whether this is your first night here, or you've made stellar sleep part of your nightly routine. For those of you who've been joining us consistently, I want to thank you for being such an integral part of our channel. Be sure to share this video with someone you know who loves Pokémon. If you're falling asleep with us tonight, let me know in the comments how many nights in a row you've been here. And if this is your first night, just comment day 1. I'll be tracking our progress right alongside you. Now let's get back to the video. In the world of Pokémon, the title of champion is more than just a rank. It is a myth made flesh. It is the culmination of 1,000 battles, 1,000,000 footsteps, and the unbreakable bond between a human soul and the creatures of nature. For decades, we have watched these figures stand at the peak of the mountain, waiting in the hallowed halls of the Indigo Plateau, the Spear Pillar, or the Winden Stadium. They are the final gatekeepers, the ultimate test of a trainer's resolve, and the living legends of their respective regions. But behind every signature Pokémon and every flowing cape lies a story that often goes untold in the heat of a battle. To truly understand a champion is to look past the high levels and the powerful movesets. It is to look at the history of the land they protect and the burdens they carry. Imagine standing at the threshold of the champion's chamber. The heavy doors creak open, revealing a figure silhouetted against the light. For some, it is the arrogant smirk of a childhood rival who beat you to the finish line by a matter of seconds. For others, it is a stoic master of dragons, a glamorous movie star, or a scholar of ancient myths. These individuals are the pillars of the Pokémon world, yet their origins are as diverse as the regions they represent. Some were born into greatness, while others rose from the dirt of humble roots, carrying nothing but a single partner and a dream that everyone else said was impossible. But what does it actually mean to be the best in the world? Is it simply about having the highest stats and the most effective type coverage? Or is there a deeper philosophy that separates a mere winner from a true champion? Throughout the history of Kanto, Johto, Hoenn and beyond, we have seen the mantle pass from hand to hand. We have seen champions who serve as guardians against world-ending threats, and those who treat the title as a heavy crown they never truly asked to wear. We have seen the rise of the undefeated, the fall of the arrogant, and the redemption of those who lost their way. There is a weight to this history that spans generations of games, hundreds of anime episodes, and various cinematic retellings. From the early days of Blue and Lance to the modern era of Leon and Geeta, the definition of a champion has shifted and evolved. In the beginning, it was a simple goal: defeat the Elite Four and take your place at the top. But as the world expanded, so did the stakes. We began to see champions who are not just trainers, but investigators, actors, and even kings. We saw the introduction of the World Coronation series, where the strongest from every corner of the globe gathered to decide who among them was truly peerless. And then there is the story of the boy from Pallet Town, a journey that lasted 25 years in our world, culminating in a victory that shook the very foundations of the Pokémon fandom. Ash Ketchum's ascent to the throne of Alola, and eventually the entire world, is the thread that ties all of these legends together. His story is not just his own, it is a mirror reflected in the eyes of every champion he ever faced. From the cold brilliance of Cynthia to the fiery passion of Leon, every encounter was a lesson in what it takes to stand at the summit. Tonight, we are going to peel back the layers of these legends. We are going to journey through the grassy fields of Johto, the tropical islands of Alola, and the sprawling craters of Paldea. We will explore the lore that isn't always written in the dialogue boxes, the subtle character arcs hidden in the subtext of the anime, and the terrifying power of the teams they bring to the battlefield. Why did Alder step away from his duties? What drives the mysterious obsession of Steven Stone? How did a young girl from the Dragon Village rise to lead the Unova region? This is more than just a list of names and regions. This is a comprehensive chronicle of the greatest trainers to ever live. We will look at their greatest triumphs, their most crushing defeats, and the legacy they leave behind for the next generation of trainers. Whether you are a veteran who remembers the pixelated halls of the original Game Boy titles, or a newcomer who just finished their first treasure hunt in Paldea, there is a place for you here. As the sun sets over the Kanto horizon and the stars begin to shine over the Gala mines, let us settle in. Let the music of the Pokémon League wash over you as we recount the tales of those who reached the top and stayed there. The journey is long, the battles are legendary, and the lore is deeper than the deepest ocean. Close your eyes or watch closely as the map unfolds. This is the complete story of every Pokémon champion. In the vast tapestry of the Pokémon world, the champion emerges not just as a trainer, but as the living embodiment of a region's unbreakable spirit, the towering pinnacle where raw power converges with unyielding cultural pride. Picture the champion as that singular figure who commands the arena's thunderous roar, their Pokémon a symphony of evolved might that echoes the land's ancient rhythms. In Kanto, they are the guardian of Indigo's storied legacy, a beacon for every wide-eyed kid clutching their first Pokéball. Across Johto's misty lakes and Sinnoh's jagged peaks, the champion embodies the soul of the earth itself, their victories weaving into festivals, tales whispered around campfires, and the very heartbeat of regional identity. They are more than victors, they are icons, the ones who stare down legendaries and emerge unscathed. Their presence a promise that strength can be honed from the wild chaos of nature. Yet this role demands an architecture as solid as Mount Silver's crags. In the games, the path to champion is carved in unyielding stone, especially through the Indigo League's grand conferences. You claw your way through the preliminary rounds, a gauntlet of 8 gyms that test your team's synergy against every terrain and type. Survive that, and the league tournament awaits, a brutal elimination bracket where hundreds of trainers clash in 6-on-6 spectacles under the stadium lights. Only the elite pierce the finals, facing the Elite Four in sequential marathons of strategy and stamina. Lorelei's icy barrage gives way to Bruno's raw muscle, Agatha's spectral whispers, and Lance's draconic fury. Then the crescendo. The reigning champion, their squad a perfected machine, forged from years of dominance. Take Blue in Fire Red and Leaf Green, the prodigy who claims Kanto's throne after toppling his own grandfather's shadow. Or Lance himself in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, bridging Kanto and Johto as a Dragon Master whose Gyarados gleams with otherworldly shine. Victory here isn't abstract, it's displacement by decree. Defeat the champion, and the title transfers like a crown passed in ancient rites. No ambiguity, no mercy. The Indigo Plateau becomes your Colosseum, the crowd's verdict final, etching your name into the league's eternal ledger. This rigid framework ensures the champion remains the ultimate measure, a benchmark that every aspiring trainer measures their dreams against. But step into the anime's shimmering glow, and the architecture shifts like mist over Cerulean Cape. Fluid, unpredictable, alive with the pulse of real-world wanderings. Here, only one champion reigns per region at any time, yet the crown rarely topples with a single clash. Challengers roam freely, battling informally across islands or in ad hoc tournaments, their triumphs celebrated but not always throne-seizing. Remember the Orange League, where Ash hoists the winner's trophy, yet never displaces Drake, the incumbent whose mastery lingers unchallenged. It's a divergence born of journey over conquest, the game's tournament rigidity bending to the series' nomadic soul, where bonds and crises outweigh bracketed glory. In this anime realm, champions endure through feats that transcend the league hall. Lance pursues a rampaging red Gyarados across Lake of Rage, his Elite Four mantle evolving into Johto's steadfast pillar. Cynthia strides Sinnoh's ruins with poetic grace, her Garchomp a blade against distortions in time. Even Alola shatters tradition entirely. No pre-Sun and Moon League means Ash's tournament births the title anew, unlocking doors to the world's grandest stage. Displacement happens rarely, organically, like Iris quietly succeeding Alder in Unova after years of dragon-taming wisdom. The anime's champions hold power not by rote challenge, but by embodying crises resolved, worlds saved, and unbreakable wills that draw challengers like moths to flame. This split reveals the champion's true depth. In games, a mechanical monarch of the League's iron laws. In anime, a wandering deity whose reign flexes with the story's breath. Games demand you conquer the system to claim the summit. The series lets legends linger, their shadows stretching across episodes and eras. It's this duality that makes them eternal, the pinnacle you chase, yet can never fully dethrone without destiny's nod. And so we stand at the threshold of a 3-hour odyssey, tracing these titans from their misty debuts through cataclysmic battles and the quiet burdens that weigh heavier than any Pokeball. We'll unearth the history etched in every roar of Charizard or twirl of Milotic, relive clashes that redefined power, like Ash toppling Leon's unbeaten streak or Diantha's Gardevoir piercing Kalas's darkness, and confront the toll of immortality, where victory's glare hides fractures in the unbreakable. But every legend begins in rivalry's forge, where ambition sharpens against a mirror image of itself. As we slip into Chapter 2, The Rival's Shadow, prepare to meet the one whose footsteps echo through Kanto's gyms, igniting the flame that would birth champions for generations. In the unyielding framework of the Indigo League, where victory demanded conquering the Elite Four before facing the reigning pinnacle, Blue Oak emerged as the trailblazer who first cracks that fortress wide open. Grandson of Professor Oak himself, Blue started his journey with a fire that burned hotter than any Charizard's flame. From Pallet Town, he snatched his starter Pokémon, often that fierce Squirtle, evolving into a Blastoise that embodied his unyielding drive, and charged through Kanto like a storm. Gym badges fell one by one, Brock's Onix crumbled under precise water assaults. Misty Starmie met its match in calculated counters. Latent Surge's Raichu sparked out against grounded tactics. Blue didn't just collect symbols, he dominated. His team a symphony of powerhouses like Pidgeot slicing through the skies, Rhydon bulldozing earthbound foes, and Alakazam bending minds to his will. Word spread fast through Kanto's trainer circuits. Blue was unstoppable, the prodigy who trained not for glory alone, but to prove he was the best, always one step ahead of everyone, especially his childhood rival from next door. He stormed the Indigo Plateau, where the Elite Four awaited like ancient guardians. Lorelei's icy Lapras shattered under his fire. Bruno's Machamp fell to psychic precision. Agatha's Gengar dissolved in the glare of his starter's Hydro Cannon. Lance's Dragonite, that airborne terror, finally bowed after a brutal aerial clash with Pidgeot and the raw force of his ace. Blue stood atop the Pokémon League, the very first trainer to dismantle those 4 titans and claim the throne. Confetti rained in his mind's eye, the crowd's roar a distant hum. He was champion, Kanto's pinnacle, the boy who outpaced the world. But his crown sat heavy, forged in triumph, yet fragile as morning mist. Enter Red, the silent force from Pallet, whose own path mirrored Blue's, but burned with a different intensity. Red had grinded through the same gyms, honed the same edges, perhaps even shadowed Blue's strategies from afar. He arrived at the plateau just hours, maybe minutes after Blue's victory, the hall still echoing with the defeated Elite Four's regrets. The battle atop the league was cataclysmic. Blue's team, battle-worn from their Elite Four gauntlet, faced Red's pristine squad, Blastoise versus Venusaur in a primal clash of elements, Pidgeot diving against Charizard's Inferno wings, Alakazam probing for weaknesses only to meet Exeggutor's psychic backlash. Move by move, type advantage twisted into desperation. Blue poured everything into it, taunts flying like Pokeballs, his voice echoing off the metallic walls. "I'll crush you." Yet Red's unflinching calm prevailed. One by one, Blue's Pokémon hit the arena floor, the final blow landing on his proudest partner. In that instant, Blue's reign ended. Champion for a day, perhaps less, the briefest in Pokémon history. The throne, barely warmed by his presence, passed to Red. Blue walked away not broken, but reshaped, his shadow lingering as Viridian gym leader, guarding the final badge with a grudge that fueled generations. This clash etched the blueprint for every League legend to come. The rival rises first, seizes the summit through sheer audacity, but the protagonist, the quiet disruptor, sweeps in, toppling the new order before it solidifies. Blue's fall wasn't mere defeat, it birthed a tradition. Champions wouldn't just hold power, they'd face the eternal threat of the underdog, who rewrites the stars. Kanto's league, rigid as it seemed, pulsed with this drama, where glory flickered like a wild Pikachu spark, brilliant but fleeting. Blue's story rippled beyond games into the anime's shadows, where rivals like Gary Oak echoed his cocky stride, forever chasing that elusive top spot. Yet in the core canon of Fire Red and Leaf Green, his ascent and eclipse defined the Kanto era's heart. Ambition meets its match, and the cycle renews. As Blue stepped into the gym leader's role, nursing ambitions for a rematch, another figure loomed on the horizon, a dragon tamer whose duty would span regions and redefine championship resolve. That tale unfolds in the next chapter, the Dragon Master's duty, where wings of legend cast even longer shadows. Blue's triumph atop the Indigo Plateau turned to dust in mere days, his championship stripped away by the relentless tide of new challengers. Yet as Kanto's throne sat vulnerable, a shadow from the Elite Four stirred, ready to claim not just one crown, but two. Lance, the Dragon Master, stepped forward from the Dragon's Lair of the Indigo League, his cape billowing like storm clouds over Blackthorn City. He wasn't content to guard Johto's peaks alone. He forged a path that bridged regions, becoming the first champion to hold dominion over both Kanto and Johto in the heart of the Pokémon world. Picture the rugged spires of the Dragon's Den, hidden beneath Blackthorn Gym, where the air hangs thick with mist and the distant roars of ancient guardians echo through cavern walls slick with condensation. This is the cradle of the Dragon Clan, a secretive lineage tracing back generations, sworn protectors of the legendary dragon Pokémon that embody raw, untamed power. Lance was born into this bloodline, trained from childhood to commune with beasts like Dragonite, whose wings could shatter mountains, and whose loyalty was forged in trials that broke lesser men. The clan's creed pulsed through his veins. Dragons demand mastery through unyielding will, not brute force alone. They taught him that true strength blooms from harmony, a bond where trainer and Pokémon become one soaring force against chaos. By the time Lance ascended the Elite Four ranks in Kanto, his legend had already spread like wildfire across the seas. In the games of Gold and Silver, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, he doesn't merely hold the title of Johto's champion, he embodies it. After you conquer the Elite Four in Kanto, Lance awaits at the summit. His team, a symphony of draconic fury. Gyarados thrashing with Hydro Pump, Dragonite unleashing Hyper Beam in cataclysmic blasts. But his rise wasn't handed down, it was seized. In the remakes, subtle lore whispers of his dual allegiance, patrolling both leagues as a vigilant sentinel. Kanto's Chaos Post-Blue demanded a stabilizer, and Lance, with his international flight license and global reach, filled the void. He transitioned seamlessly, his Elite Four robes traded for the champion's mantle, overseeing tournaments that spanned Indigo Plateau to the World Cup's watery arenas. This duality fueled whispers among trainers. How could one man tame two regions? Lance's answer lay in action, not words. When Team Rocket's radio signals twisted the Pokémon of Lake of Rage into frenzied beasts, the water churned blood red under a sky-bruised purple. At the epicenter floated the red Gyarados, a shiny aberration born of rage-amplifying waves, its scales gleaming like molten rubies as it unleashed dragon rage, scorching the lakeshore to ash. Fishermen fled in terror, their lines snapped by whirlpools that swallowed boats whole. Lance arrived like thunder, Dragonite slicing through the storm on wings that parted clouds. With a Pokeball hurled true, he captured the beast mid-roar, quelling the uprising in a single, decisive strike. That Gyarados became his own, a trophy of intervention, symbolizing his duty to preserve balance where human folly threatened nature's order. In the anime, this moment from gold and silver crystallizes Lance's essence. Episode after episode, he soars above crises, his voice a gravelly command cutting through panic. Pokémon aren't tools for destruction, he'd declare, eyes fierce beneath his wild mane. His philosophy, strength through justice, wove through every battle. Justice meant wielding power, not for glory, but to shield the weak. Remember his clash in the Orange Islands, where he tested Ash not with malice, but to forge the boy into something greater. Or in Hoenn's depths, intervening against Kyogre and Groudon's primal clash, dragons dancing amid tidal waves and earthquakes that split continents. Lance coordinated with the Elite Four worldwide, his Dragonite ferrying aid across oceans, a global peacekeeper whose interventions rippled through the Pokémon world. His role extended beyond borders, a one-man alliance against shadows like Team Rocket, Team Aqua, even the looming threats in Journeys. In the World Coronation series, he stands among titans, his experience a blade honed over decades. Fans rank him mid-tier for raw power over flashy strategy, but underrate the depth. Lance doesn't chase undefeated streaks, he enforces equilibrium. Dragonite's tender gaze mid-battle, wrapping foes in gentle restraint before the knockout. That's his justice, strength tempered by compassion. Dragons as allies, not slaves. The Dragon Clan's lore deepens this. Legends speak of elders who rode Rayquaza through stratosphere storms, binding clans to the planet's pulse. Lance inherited that mantle, his cape a relic embroidered with scales from fallen guardians. In Blackthorn's icy caverns, rituals demand aspirants face Dragonair swarms, surviving Hyper Beam barrages to earn the badge. Lance passed these gauntlets as a youth, emerging with scars that mapped his resolve. His intervention at Lake of Rage wasn't impulse, it echoed clan oaths to purge corruptions like Rocket's tech, restoring the wild's harmony. Yet Lance's path brimmed with quiet burdens. Dual champion duties pulled him between plates, Johto's misty peaks, Kanto's urban sprawl, forcing choices that tested his creed. Did he prioritize a gym leader crisis in Ecrutake or a fossil revival gone awry in Cinnabar? His philosophy guided him. Justice favors the scales tipping toward peace. In the anime's Journeys, this shines as he mentors amid world championship frenzy. Dragonite's outrage, a controlled tempest that scatters threats without needless ruin. As Lance's shadow lengthens across regions, safeguarding legacies from Blue's flicker to Ash's ascent, we turn to a champion whose gaze pierces stone itself. In the next chapter, Stones and Steel uncover the miner who unearthed Mega Evolution's secrets amid Hoenn's glittering depths. What hidden power slumbers in crystals that could reshape battles forever? While Lance patrolled the skies of Johto, ever vigilant against threats like the shimmering red Gyarados that stirred the Lake of Rage, far across the sea in the volcanic archipelago of Hoenn, a champion carved his legacy not from dragonfire, but from the unyielding heart of the earth itself. Stephen Stone, heir to the Devon Corporation's industrial empire, turned his back on boardrooms and spotlights to chase whispers locked in stone. Picture the dim glow of a miner's lantern cutting through granite caves' labyrinthine tunnels where veins of rare ores pulse like frozen lightning. Stephen, with his steel-grey eyes and coat dusted in regolith, kneels before a jagged outcrop of relicanth scales fossilized into basalt. He's not here for profit. Devon can mine that. No, Stephen hunts the stories these minerals tell, fragments of Hoenn's primordial fury etched eons ago. Beldam floats at his shoulder, its red eye scanning for magnetic anomalies, while Stephen's fingers trace the iridescent facets of a heart scale, murmuring about evolutionary bursts long forgotten. His obsession runs deeper than any vein. Rare stones aren't treasures to him. They're keys to mega-evolution, that cataclysmic surge where Pokémon transcend their forms in bursts of otherworldly power. In the shadowed recesses of Meteor Falls, Stephen unearths carvings on ancient walls, glyphs depicting trainers bonded to keystones, their partners erupting into megaforms amid storms of primal energy. These aren't myths, relics from a time when Hoenn's landmasses heaved under the weight of legendaries. When Rayquaza coiled through ozone to enforce balance, Stephen deciphers them obsessively, cross-referencing with evolutionary stones like dawn and dusk that mimic those ancient triggers. His Agron, forged in the same crucibles, stands sentinel, its armoured bulk a testament to steel tempered by geological fire. Yet this champion, who commands the pinnacle of Hoenn's league, chafes under the arena's roar. Stadiums packed with cheering throngs, flashing lights, the clamour of victory speeches. They suffocate him. Stephen craves the cave's hush, where echoes of dripping water and the low hum of lyre herds replace adulation. He delegates league duties when he can, vanishing into Rusturf Tunnel or the depths of Shoal Cave, pursuing a heart shard that glints like captured sunset. Friends whisper he's more archaeologist than battler, a man who'd trade the champion's cape for a geode's secrets. In interviews, rare as they are, he admits it. The Earth's solitude feeds his soul while the spotlight drains it. His battles are surgical, precise as a chisel strike, Metagross calculating probabilities mid-air, Armaldo unearthing foes from sand. But afterward, he's gone, back to the rocks that birthed him. This reclusive drive nearly cost Hoenn everything during the Sotopolis crisis. Skies blackened as Kyogre summoned monsoons that drowned roots in saltwater deluge, while Groudon's seismic rage cracked continents, lava rivers snaking toward coastal cities. The Cave of Origin trembled, primal forces on a collision course that could shatter the region. Stephen, emerging from a dig in the battle frontier's underbelly, sensed the imbalance through seismic readings on his Pokegear. He raced to Sotopolis on Skarmory's wings, the wind howling with primal dissonance. At the city's legendary gym, encircled by waterfalls turned to tsunamis, Stephen confronted the chaos. Rayquaza, the Sky Guardian, hovered dormant atop Sky Pillar, but it needed the catalyst only ancient lore provided, a megastone attuned to its draconic core. Stephen had it, the Rayquazanite plucked from a meteor fragment he'd studied for years in his private vault. Scaling the pillar amid quaking earth and howling gales, he pressed the stone into the serpent's brow, awakening Mega Evolution's roar. Emerald energy cascaded, Rayquaza Mega evolved, its delta wings slicing clouds to halt the Titan's clash. Kyogre submerged, Groudon slumbered, and Hoenn exhaled. Stephen's intervention didn't just save a city, it wove his mineral mania into Hoenn's salvation, proving the past's stones could forge the future's steel. But even as accolades poured in, he slipped away once more, leaving Wallace to ponder the tides shifting in his wake, as whispers of changing tides echo through Sotopolis' harbours, drawing a new figure from the waves who redefines championship grace. We'll uncover those secrets in Chapter 5, The Changing Tide. But Stephen's aversion to the roaring crowds of the Pokémon League never meant he'd cling to his throne indefinitely. In the shimmering depths of Hoenn's lore, a quiet handover unfolded, one that traded the Earth's unyielding stones for the fluid grace of water and light. Stephen Stone, ever the collector of rare minerals, recognized a successor whose elegance could elevate the champion's mantle beyond brute force. He stepped aside, passing the title to Wallace, the Sutopolis gym leader, whose battles weren't just won, they were performed. Wallace had long embodied Hoenn's dual heart, ruling the gym perched high above crashing waves while mastering the region's Pokémon contests. Picture the Sutopolis City Gym, its walls alive with cascading water, mirrors reflecting every ripple like 1,000 captured stars. There, challengers didn't face raw power alone. They encountered choreography, where every hydro pump arced like a dancer's leap, every recover a breath held in perfect poise. Wallace's melodic, that serpentine vision of azure scales and crimson fins, became the symbol of it all. A Pokémon evolved not through grinding battles, but through the sheer beauty of its trainer's affection and artistry. This wasn't mere spectacle. Wallace infused the champion's role with beauty in battle, a philosophy born from his contest triumphs. In the game's remakes, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, he waits in the Hall of Fame after you've conquered the Elite Four, his team a symphony of water types. The playful Whiscash stirring mud into mesmerizing patterns. The relentless Swampert commanding tides with effortless command. And that melodic coiling through attacks like silk through air. He greets you not as a foe to crush, but as a partner in performance, urging you to witness how strength blooms from harmony. Battles are like dances, he'd say, his voice smooth as the falls outside his gym. One must move with poise, with passion, lest the rhythm falter. His dual life wove seamlessly into Hoenn's fabric. As gym leader, he tested the 8th badge's worthiness with puzzles of light and liquid, forcing trainers to align beams and navigate floods, mirroring the precision of a contest stage. As top coordinator, he dominated the screens of Slateport and Falabor, his performances earning ribbons that rivaled any trophy. And then champion. Stephen's resignation felt predestined. Whispers in the lore suggest the Stone family heir preferred unearthing megastones in Devon Corporation's hidden vaults to defending his crown. Wallace, with his flowing robes and unyielding calm, filled the void, turning the Pokémon League into a grand theatre where power met poetry. This shift rippled outward, reshaping how the world saw champions. No longer just brawlers clad in capes and fury, like lance-hammering dragons into submission. They could be multifaceted artists. Wallace's reign painted the title in pastels and spotlights. Trainers who once measured victory in fainted foes now chased the crowd's applause, blending strategy with style. In the anime, this elegance shone during the Sinnoh Grand Festival's Wallace Cup, where he refereed with the poise of a conductor, his commentary elevating every clash. Contest judges nodded knowingly as his influence seeped into battles. Ash himself crossed paths with echoes of it, facing water specialists who twisted torrents into art. Yet Wallace's artistry hid depths of resolve. During Hoenn's primal storms, when Kyogre and Groudon threatened cataclysm, he stood firm, his melodic's mirror coat deflecting legendary's wrath with reflective grace. He wasn't fragile, his beauty weaponized vulnerability, turning an opponent's fury back upon them in hypnotic waves. This duality, fragile facade over iron will, challenged the old guard. Stephen unearthed history's secrets in stone. Wallace revealed them in motion, proving a champion could command reverence without raising his voice above a murmur. Hoenn's fans still speak of that transition in hushed tones, as if the region itself exhaled in relief. The league halls, once echoing with Stephen's metallic clashes, now hummed with fluid symphonies. Wallace held the throne through remakes and anime glimpses, a bridge between eras, until whispers of new challengers stirred the waters. His legacy lingers in every contest ribbon fluttering on a contestant's hat, every battle where flair tips the scales. And as Hoen's tides recede, another champion emerges from myth and shadow, unraveling legends etched in time itself. Tune in next for Chapter 6, The Mythologist of Sinnoh, where ancient verses and a single glance halt armies in their tracks. As the graceful currents of Hoenn give way to Wallace's poetic command of the battlefield, a new horizon emerges across the sea, where snow-capped mountains pierce the sky and ancient legends whisper through the wind-swept ruins of Sinnoh. Here, the champion isn't defined by elegance or stone, but by an unyielding pursuit of the world's hidden origins. A woman whose black coat billows like a shadow over forgotten temples, her golden eyes gleaming with the fire of discovery. Cynthia steps into the lore, not as a mere battler, but as Sinnoh's foremost mythologist, a guardian of tales that stretch back to the dawn of creation itself. She wanders the region's mist-shrouded peaks and crumbling altars, deciphering inscriptions etched into Mount Coronet's heart, where the veil between realms thins. Her obsession centers on the space-time trio, Dialga, the merciless arbiter of time, whose roar can unravel moments into eternity, Palkia, the colossal architect of space, twisting dimensions with a single breath, and above them all, Arceus, the alpha Pokémon, origin of all existence, whose plates shape the very fabric of reality. Cynthia doesn't just know these myths, she lives them, piecing together fragmented lore from the Spear Pillar's shattered columns, where Cyrus once sought to remake the universe in his image. In the games of Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, she confronts you after the Elite Four, her team a testament to her scholarly depth, Spiritomb drawn from the old chateau's haunted murals, Roserade blooming from Sinnoh's toxic mires, and Milotic gliding like a relic from submerged legends. But it's her voice that lingers, quoting verses from the distortion world's twisted poetry, challenging you to grasp the weight of creation before she unleashes her fury. What elevates Cynthia beyond her peers is the shadow at her side, Garchomp, the muck Pokémon turned nightmare, a blade-winged terror whose presence alone has frozen challengers in their tracks. This isn't just any ace, it's the most feared signature in Pokémon history, a dragon whose speed shatters sound barriers and whose Draco meteor rains apocalypse from the heavens. In Platinum's Distortion, World Rematch, Garchomp's Yawn lulls foes into vulnerability before Dragon Rush tears through defenses like paper. The anime amplifies this dread. During Dawn's Sinnoh journey, Cynthia's Garchomp spars with her Piplup, its raw power a benchmark for growth, fins slicing air with predatory grace. Ash faces it head-on in Diamond and Pearl, where Garchomp's Earthquake quakes the arena, forcing Pikachu to dodge seismic fury. Even in Journeys, as Ash climbs the World Coronation Series, Cynthia summons Garchomp for a Masters 8 clash. Its dual chop carves the field, outpacing Cinderace in a blur of sand and scales. Fans still debate its stats: base speed of 102, attack piercing 200, and that signature move set making it a wall breaker unmatched. No other champion's partner evokes such primal fear. Leon's Charizard roars with fame, Dianth's Gardevoir dazzles with mega grace, but Garchomp? It embodies Sinnoh's harsh wilderness, a predator that doesn't just win, it dominates, leaving scars on the legacy of every rival it crushes. Her reign extends far beyond Sinnoh's borders, a recurring spectre who mentors the rising generation while standing as the ultimate barrier. In the games, she roams Hunova's twisting roads in black and white, offering wisdom on the Musketeer trio amid Alder's wanderings, her Garchomp ever ready for impromptu tests of resolve. Black 2 and White 2 see her advising on Kyurem's fractured lore, bridging Sinnoh's creation myths to Nova's ideals. The anime weaves her deeper into the tapestry. She guides Dawn through contests and battles, her calm demeanor masking the storm within, sharing tales of Dialga's rift during the Sinnoh Grand Festival. Ash battles her twice, First in a full 6-on-6 Sinnoh showdown, where her Lucario's Aura Sphere clashes with Infernape's Blaze, and again in Unova, testing his resolve post-league defeat. Journey cements her as a masterclass icon, battling Ash in the paths to mastery, her team refined across decades, Bronzong tolling like ancient bells, Lucario pulsing with aura honed in Celestic Town's ruins. She's the mentor who doesn't handhold. She forges, pushing Caitlyn in Heart Gold and Soul Silver's World Tournament, clashing with Alder in Pokémon Evolution's Echoes. Across Kalos cameos and Galar nods, Cynthia appears when legends stir, investigating Ultra Beasts or AZ's Eternal War, her scholarly insight cutting through chaos. She's the final wall for dreamers, the one who smiles as she says, "Show me your full strength," only to remind them why champions endure. Time and again, Cynthia proves why she's Sinnoh's eternal sentinel. Her blend of intellect and intimidation reshaping what a champion can be, not just a victor, but a bridge to the divine. Yet as her legends echo through the stars, another region's traditions weigh heavy on the horizon, burdens passed from wanderer to dragon tamer in ways that test the very soul of leadership. Join me in Chapter 7, The Weight of Tradition, where a champion's disappearance unveils the fragile threads holding Unova's dreams together. As Cynthia's Garchomp carves its fearsome legacy into Sinnoh's stormy peaks, the winds of Unova carry a far heavier shadow, one where victory's roar gives way to silence, and a champion wanders not in triumph, but in quiet atonement. Alder was Unova's unbreakable pillar, the wild-haired warrior whose battles shook stadiums from Aspertia to Nimbasa. Trainers spoke of him in whispers, a man who tamed the fiercest hearts, with nothing but his unyielding spirit and a bond forged in fire. But beneath that legend lay a fracture no title could mend. Years before the league spotlights found him, Alder travelled Unova's untamed paths with a single partner at his side. A Volcarona, its wings shimmering like embers caught in twilight. A creature born from the deepest caves where magma whispered secrets to the stone. They were inseparable, pushing each other through grueling trials, chasing horizons where strength met the sky. One fateful clash changed everything. Against a rival whose power dwarfed even their own, Alder's Volcarona poured every ounce of its fiery soul into the fight. It won barely, flames scorching the earth as victory bells tolled. But the cost was hidden in the aftermath. The strain cracked something vital within. Days blurred into fevered nights. The Volcarona's wings dulled, its light fading like a dying star. Alder nursed it through hidden glens and forgotten shrines, pleading with healers from Lacunosa to Undella Bay. Nothing held. In the hush of a moonless hollow, it slipped away, leaving him with scales that crumbled to ash in his hands. That loss hollowed him, a void where commands once flew. How could battles bring glory if they stole the very souls that defined it? From that pyre of grief, Alder vanished into Unova's wild veins. No more arenas, no thrones of polished steel. He became a ghost on the trails. His Volcarona's absence, a weight slung across his back, like an old cloak. Villages from Twist Mountain to Route 14 caught glimpses. A tall figure with windswept hair, sharing stories by campfires, guiding lost trainers through the brambles. He taught them not raw power, but the rhythm of the bond. How a Pokémon's gaze holds more truth than any trophy. Young ones flocked to him, drawn by tales of battles won and lost, yet he refused the champion's mantle offered by the league. Why chain himself to a title stained by his failure? Wandering kept the pain at bay, a nomadic penance where every step echoed his fallen friend's final flutter. Unova simmered in those shadowed years, unrest brewing like thunder over Chargestone Cave. Team Plasma rose from the fringes, cloaked figures preaching liberation. Their King N, a voice like silk over steel. Pokémon, they cried, were slaves to human whims, battles mere chains disguised as games. N's eyes burned with a child's unscarred conviction. his own companions speaking truths humans ignored. Word reached Alder on a rain-lashed cliffside, where Plasma's ideals clashed against the world's oldest dance, trainer and Pokémon, side by side. Their meeting unfolded not in fury, but in the quiet storm of words. N stood resolute, his Zoroark at his heel, demanding Alder see the cruelty in every Pokeball thrown. Why force creatures into endless strife when freedom beckoned? Alder, scarred by his own ghosts, listened deeper than most. He saw N's purity, a mirror to his younger self, unbowed by loss. But tradition whispered back. Battles weren't shackles but crucibles. They honed edges, wove fates tighter than solitude ever could. His voice, gravelly from trails and tears, cut through. Pokémon crave the fight as much as we do, he told N. It's in the spark of challenge that we grow, trainer and partner rising as one. Deny that, and you deny their fire. N recoiled, ideals fracturing against Alder's lived sorrow. The man who'd lost everything to that very flame, yet refused to extinguish it. Doubts gnawed at Alder through those debates, Plasma's shadow lengthening over Unova's heart. Villages whispered of stolen Pokémon, ideals twisting into theft. He watched from afar as challengers like the hero of Black and White rose, their journeys echoing his own shattered path. Iris, the dragon tamer from the village of dragons, crossed his wanderings often, her spirit a spark against his embers. Yet the league called louder, Unova fracturing under Plasma's siege. Getsy's machinations unveiled horrors, legendaries twisted, bonds severed for power. Alder felt the pull, that old weight shifting, not away, but toward duty. In Nimbus's roar and the dragon spiral tower's mists, realization dawned. A champion couldn't hide in the wilds forever. Unova needed more than a wanderer. It craved a beacon, someone to stand unyielding so others could chase their lights. His final stand came not as a king reclaiming a throne, but as a guardian facing the past's echo. Against Plasma's legions, with Bouffalot charging like thunder reborn, Alder fought, not for glory, but to prove bonds unbreakable. N's ideals met steel, Getsy's lies shattered under truth. Victory carved no easy peace, but it mended fractures. Alder stepped aside soon after, passing the mantle to Iris, his wandering days yielding to a quieter wisdom. Yet echoes linger in Unova's winds, Alder's tale a reminder that true strength bends under grief, only to rise forged anew. And as one star fades, another ignites on the horizon. Before we dive deeper into this incredible journey, I'm curious, where in the world are you watching this from? Drop a comment below and let our global community know. And if you're finding this as mind-blowing as I am, hit that like button to help more people discover this story. As Alder's footsteps echoed through Unova's misty trails, his heart still heavy from the shadows of loss and the echoes of debates with N that questioned every bond between trainer and Pokémon, the region itself seemed to stir with fresh promise. In the hidden folds of the village of dragons, where jagged peaks pierced the clouds and the air hummed with the low rumbles of ancient beasts, a girl no older than 12 swung from vine to vine, her laughter wild as the winds that whipped through the crags. This was Iris, the self-proclaimed wild girl, raised among the elders who guarded the secrets of dragon types. Her bare feet calloused from scaling cliffs, where Dratini coiled in hidden pools and dragonites soared like living storms. She moved like one of them, untamed and fierce, her dark skin glistening under the sun as she wrestled with young Axu in playful spars that shook the village bamboo. The elders watched with knowing smiles, for Iris wasn't just playing, she was learning the pulse of dragons, their fiery breaths that could melt stone, their scales hard as Unova's own mountains, their roars that carried the weight of legends. From the moment she could walk, she'd been chosen, not by fate alone, but by the dragons themselves, who sensed in her a spirit that mirrored their primal power. While Alder pondered the morality of battles far away, Iris was forging her path in the raw heart of it all, climbing sheer faces to befriend wild Drudagon, their crimson eyes gleaming with reluctant trust as she shared berries plucked from perilous heights. Word of the wild girl's prowess spread beyond the village mists, reaching the ears of trainers traversing Unova's winding routes. In the games of Black and White, you first encounter her as a spirited companion, popping up along the path with her Axew at her side, challenging you to battles that test your mettle against her growing arsenal of dragon types. She's no mere side character. She's a force evolving her team through the trials of the League, her battles a whirlwind of fangs and flames. But it's in Black 2 and White 2 where her ascent truly ignites. The region has changed. Scars from Team Plasma's chaos linger like storm clouds. But Iris has grown too. Now a teenager with eyes sharp as a Haxorus blade, she trains under the village elders, mastering moves like Dragon Rush that leave craters in the earth, an outrage that turns the sky to fire. Ulder, ever the wanderer, recognizes her fire when their paths cross. He's seen enough champions rise and fade, but in Iris, he glimpses the future, a torch ready to be passed, not in a grand ceremony, but in the quiet handoff of wisdom. He steps aside, not from defeat, but from fulfillment, declaring her the new champion of Unova. At just 14, she claims the title as the youngest in Pokémon history. Her throne in the League's pinnacle hall, overlooking Opelucid City, where the air still smells of ozone from dragon wings. Her mastery isn't brute force, it's harmony. Her Haxorus, with its axe-like tusks honed to perfection, embodies that, a dragon that dances through battles with graceful fury, dragon claw slicing air like thunder, guillotine promising ends as swift as dawns. Shift to the anime, and Iris's story unfolds even richer, woven into the fabric of Ash's endless journey. She bursts onto the scene in the Black and White series, swinging in on a vine like a dragon sprite herself, calling Ash a kid while her tiny Axew nibbles at his ear. They're an unlikely pair at first, Ash's electric energy clashing with her village-born wildness. But Unova's trials bind them. Together they trek through Chargestone Cave's humming crystals, where Iris calms rampaging Boldor with dragon whispers, and across the D-Color Islands, where she faces off against legends like the mighty Hydreigon. Her growth mirrors the land's own rebirth. Axew evolves step by step, from a stubborn hatchling gnawing vines to Fraxur's armoured might. Then Haxorus, its tusks gleaming as it unleashes Dragon Pulse in beams of emerald fury. Watch her in those episodes, perched on Drudagon's back as it barrels through forests, or commanding Excadrill's drill run to pierce the earth like a dragon's dive. She's not just battling, she's proving the elders right, showing that dragons aren't monsters to fear, but partners to cherish. Team Plasma's shadows test her. Ulder had philosophized against their ideals, but Iris fights them head-on, her dragons shielding the innocent, her voice fierce as she declares that true bonds shatter any cage. By the time Ash parts ways, she's no longer the wild girl tagging along. She's a force, her confidence forged in 100 skirmishes. Fast forward to Pokémon journeys, and the torch burns brightest. Unova's League calls her back, elevating her to the Masters 8, the world's elite, where champions from every corner clash in the World Coronation Series. Iris stands tall among giants like Cynthia and Leon, her dragons roaring against the best. Picture her semi-final clash. Haxorus trading blows with Titans, Dragon Dance boosting its speed to blur the arena, every strike a testament to years of village trials. She's battled Ash again, their friendship sharpening into rivalry. Her laughter still wild, but now laced with champion's gravitas. Ulder's passing of the mantle feels complete here, not a dimming of his light, but its refraction through her, illuminating Unova's next era. In her, the dragon type finds its purest voice, raw power tempered by joy, ferocity wrapped in unyielding loyalty. Villages echo with tales of the girl who tamed the untamable, who turned primal roars into symphonies of victory. And as her legend spreads, drawing eyes to Unova's peaks once more, it whispers of even greater lights on the horizon. But the stars keep rising. And next, in Chapter 9, The Radiant Star, we'll uncover a champion whose grace and glamour redefine the battlefield, pulling back the curtain on secrets that dazzle even the dragons themselves. What hidden crises tested her spotlight, and how one mega evolution changed everything. Stay with me as the story unfolds. As the dragons of Unova settle into Iris's capable hands, the winds carry us westward, across shimmering seas to Kalos, a land where elegance meets unyielding strength. Here the champion isn't forged solely in the fires of ancient villages or wandering trials, but emerges from the dazzling glow of spotlights and silver screens. Diantha, the radiant star of Kalos, commands not just Pokémon battles, but the hearts of millions through her roles as a beloved actress and the unbreakable defender of her region's league. Picture her striding onto the set of her latest blockbuster, the cameras capturing every graceful movement, her costumes flowing like the petals of a blooming flabébé. Fans line the streets of Lumiose City, chanting her name, oblivious to the Pokéball clipped discreetly at her waist. Yet beneath that poised exterior lies a trainer whose resolve rivals the steel of a Metagross. Diantha's days blur between red carpet premieres and rigorous training sessions in hidden groves, where she hones her team against the relentless tide of challengers eyeing the Kalos League crown. How does one woman juggle the scripted drama of cinema with the raw unpredictability of Pokémon combat? She does it by weaving her dual lives into a seamless tapestry, drawing inspiration from her films to infuse her battles with theatrical flair. Each command delivered like a perfectly timed line, each strategy unfolding like a plot twist that leaves opponents breathless. Her signature partner Gardevoir stands as the embodiment of this harmony. This elegant psychic and fairy-type Pokémon mirrors Diantha's own poise, its flowing gown-like form gliding across battlefields with hypnotic grace. But it's in the heat of competition that their true synergy ignites. Diantha pioneered the integration of Mega Evolution into Kalos's battling elite, unveiling it as a transformative force that elevates her Gardevoir to godlike heights. The keystone gleams on her glove, pulsing with latent energy drawn from the bonds they've forged through countless rehearsals and real-world perils. When activated, Mega Gardevoir emerges, a vision of intensified power, its chest crystal blazing like a captured star, psychic waves rippling outward to bend reality itself. Moonblast cascades in shimmering arcs, hyper voice echoes with operatic fury, and foes find their attacks twisted mid-air by unyielding will. This isn't mere evolution, it's a mechanic redefining Kalos battles, where the champion's charisma fuels a surge that turns a tide against even the most formidable Elite Four members. Challengers whisper of that moment, the air thickens, time slows, and Diantha's calm voice cuts through. Gardevoir, let's show them our light. Mega Evolution becomes her core strategy, a spectacle that captivates audiences in arenas as much as it does on the big screen. Yet fame's glare casts long shadows, and Diantha's star rises highest when Kalos faces its darkest hour. Team Flare, that insidious syndicate cloaked in garish red, sought to remake the world in their image of perfection, harnessing the region's legendary energies for catastrophe. Lysandra, their charismatic yet tyrannical leader, plotted to awaken the ultimate weapon buried in Geosenge's ruins, threatening to engulf Kalos in flames of misguided purity. Diantha, ever the beacon, stepped from her celebrity veil to lead the charge. She rallied gym leaders, Professors Sycamore and Plumeria, and even young trainers like Ash Ketchum, coordinating strikes across the region with the precision of a film director calling final takes. Nowhere was her leadership more pivotal than in Anastar City. Guardian of the ancient sundial, a colossal crystal timepiece said to pierce the veil between past and present, whispering secrets of Kalos' fairy-touched history. Team Flare targeted it, aiming to corrupt its light and fuel their apocalyptic machine. Under a twilight sky streaked with ominous flares, Diantha arrived like a heroine from her own epic, mega Gardevoir at her side. Flare grunts swarmed the plaza, their Houndoom spewing embers, while Malva of the Elite Four, secretly aligned with the enemy, unleashed her Talonflame in treacherous fury. Diantha's voice rang clear amid the chaos. No speeches, just action. She directed Howlucha's aerial dives to scatter the foes, Tyrantrum's raw might to shatter barriers, and Gudra's sticky webs to ensnare the advance. But it was Mega Gardevoir who turned the battle's tide. Its psychic dominion, shielding the sundial's glow, repelling waves of dark energy with barriers of pure light. Lysandre himself clashed with her there, his Mega Gyarados thrashing like a serpent from legend, but Diantha's unshakable bond prevailed. Hyper voice, shattering illusions, calm mind weaving unbreakable focus. The sundial endured, its beams piercing the night to reveal fractures in Team Flare's plan, buying precious time for the final assault on their headquarters. In the aftermath, as the ultimate weapon crumbled and Lysandre's vision faded to ash, Diantha stood amid the rubble, not as a conquering star, but as Kalos' steadfast protector. She returned to her films, forever changed, infusing her performances with the authenticity of true peril. Challengers still flocked to her throne room in the Pokémon League, drawn by tales of that radiant defense, but few grasped the toll. The sleepless nights, scripting lines, while plotting counters to meta shifts, the quiet moments with Gardevoir reaffirming their mega bond. Diantha proves that true championship blooms where passion collides with duty, her light undimmed by the world's storms. And as Kalos basks in her glow, a new dawn breaks on the horizon without a traditional league, where the first rays of an unprecedented tournament herald something revolutionary. Join me next for Chapter 10, The First Sun. While Diantha commanded the spotlight in Kalos, her Gardevoir slicing through battles with the raw power of Mega Evolution, a distant archipelago simmered with untapped potential, where Pokémon training had always danced to a different rhythm. Alola's islands, bathed in endless sun and swaying palms, had long embraced a world apart from the rigid structures of leagues and elite fours you knew from Kanto or Johto. Here, young trainers didn't chase badges pinned to jackets. They sought the pulse of the islands themselves through island challenges, facing off against kahunas in grand trials that tested heart, strategy, and harmony with the land's ancient spirits. Professor Kukui changed everything. This barefoot visionary, with his lab coat fluttering like a cape in the trade winds, had travelled the world studying battles from every corner of the Pokémon realm. He saw Alola's unique traditions, the Z moves channeling totem Pokémon's fury, the Tapu Guardians watching from mist-shrouded peaks, and dreamed bigger. Why not unite these islands under a true Pokémon League, a conference to crown a champion who embodied Alola's vibrant soul? For generations, no such pinnacle existed. Trainers honed their skills in festivals and kahuna duels, but formal glory eluded them. Kukui's push ignited the spark. He rallied the Ether Foundation, the island leaders, even the enigmatic Ultra Beast's shadows lingering in the ether. By the time the Manalo Conference loomed on the horizon, Alola stood on the cusp of history, its Colosseum rising like a crown amid the waves. Enter Ash Ketchum, the boy from Pallet Town, whose relentless spirit had carried him across regions, from Brock's pebbles to Misty's waves, yet always one step shy of that elusive champion's mantle. In Alola, something shifted. Under Kukui's tutelage, Ash traded his usual gym grind for the island's trials. bonding with a roulet that tumbled through vines like a feathered comet, a lichen rock whose midnight form howled with primal fury, and an Incineroar that stole the show with wrestling flair. But it was Pikachu, ever his anchor, who sparked the breakthroughs, mastering Z moves like the Gigantamax Thunderbolt of old dreams reborn. Ash swept through the trials, his team a mosaic of Alola's wild heart, the sly Torracat evolving amid volcanic glows, the steadfast Snowy, the Alolan Ninetales weaving ice tapestries under moonlit skies. The Manalo Conference unfolded like a festival of legends. Crowds thronged the stadium, lays fluttering in the breeze, as challengers clashed in double battles that blurred the line between sport and spectacle. Ash faced Kuzma's fiery Krabos and Hariyama, outmaneuvering their brute force with Pikachu's iron tail precision. Then Gladion, his fierce rival forged in Aether's shadows, unleashed a Silvally that adapted like living steel, yet Ash's Naganadel pierced the adaptive veil with Dragon Pulse fury. The semi-finals tested his soul against Kiawe's Turtonator, explosions rocking the arena like erupting Mauna, but Ash's Infernape, no, his Incineroar countered with malice that burned brighter. Finally, in the championship blaze, Professor Kukoi himself stepped forth, his team a whirlwind of power, the masked Incineroar mirroring Ash's own, Crabominable pounding the earth, and Primarina's aquatic serenade nearly drowning the crowd's roar. Their battle etched itself into eternity. Pikachu's 10,000-volt thunder clashed against Kukoi's vicious malices, Z moves erupting in cascades of light that painted the night sky. Ash's Melmetal, forged from the impossible alloy of ultra space, hammered through defenses with double iron fists. When Pikachu unleashed the ultimate Z move, a gigavolt havoc that shattered the Colosseum's foundations in simulated glory, Kukui yielded with a grin, his dream realized. Ash stood victorious, Pikachu on his shoulder, as the first rays of dawn crowned him, Alola's inaugural champion. The title wasn't just a trophy, it was etched in crystal, a Z crystal, pulsing with the island's essence, bestowed amid cheers that echoed to Melemele Beach. This moment rippled far beyond the tropics. For Ash, whose journey began as a 10-year-old dashing late to Professor Oak's lab 3 decades prior, the champion of Alola marked the pivot. No longer the eternal challenger dodging Viridian Gym's doors or unraveling Team Rocket's blimps. He was now eligible for the World Coronation Series, the global stage where legends converged. It validated every heartbreak. The Viridian loss to Richie, the Hoenn League flame snuffed early, the Sinnoh summit snatched by Tobias's Darkrai. Alola's sun forged him anew, proving that persistence, laced with the island's Aloha spirit, could claim thrones others deemed unattainable. Kukoi's league birthed not just a champion, but a beacon, drawing eyes from Gala's stadiums to Paldea's terraces, whispering that even the most unconventional paths lead to the peak. Ash's reign in Alola pulsed with meaning. He defended his title informally, schooling visitors with battles that blended Z-move flair and old-school grit, his shiny Noctowl slicing nights from Kanto memories, his Solgaleo roaring from ultra-space rifts. This breakthrough silenced doubters who'd pegged him as a sidekick in his own saga. It propelled him into journeys where he'd clash with Cynthia's Garchomp Gales and Diantha's Gardevoir Grace, each victory stacking toward the world's apex. Alola wasn't merely a vacation in flip-flops. It was the forge where Ash's decades of wandering crystallized into Destiny's first true crown. Yet as Alola's first sun rose on Ash's triumph, shadows of an undefeated reign gathered on distant shores, a champion whose losses were myths whispered only in defeat's absence. That unbreakable legend awaits in Chapter 11, The Unbeatable Myth. Ash's triumph in Alola marked the birth of a new championship era. But in the misty hills and roaring stadiums of Gala, one trainer had already forged a legacy that seemed carved from unbreakable steel. Leon, the unbeaten king of the Galar League, carried a crown heavier than any Pokeball could hold. For over a decade, Leon's name echoed through every corner of the region, like a victory cry that never faded. He stepped into the champion's spotlight after conquering the Gym Challenge, a grueling tournament that transformed young hopefuls into warriors amid Galar's thunderous crowds. From that moment, defeat became a stranger to him. Match after match, conference after conference, his Pokémon unleashed torrents of power that left challengers dazed and dreaming. Fans whispered of an invincible force, a man who hadn't tasted loss since his own Gym Challenge days. Yet beneath that flawless record pulsed a relentless pressure, the weight of being Galar's unbreakable icon in a league built on spectacle and commerce. Galar's Pokémon League wasn't just battles. It was a nationwide phenomenon, a glittering machine of endorsements, broadcasts, and sold-out arenas. Leon became its living heartbeat. His every Dynamax clash beamed to millions on massive screens and pocket devices. He endorsed energy drinks that promised champion-level stamina, signed posters that adorned bedroom walls from Wyndon to Hulbury, and smiled through interviews that dissected his strategies like sacred texts. The commercialization turned him into more than a trainer. He was the face of Galar's pride, a symbol of unyielding success in a world hungry for heroes. Every expectant gaze from the stands, every headline proclaiming his supremacy, pressed down on him like the gravity of a Gigantamax beast. One slip, one unexpected fall, and the myth could shatter, dragging the league's shining image with it. And oh, what spectacles those battles were, especially under the vast dome of Wyndon Stadium. Picture the air thick with anticipation, floodlights piercing the night sky as 25,000 voices roar in unison. The field expands into a colossal arena, power spots humming with ancient energy drawn from the heart of Galar itself. Trainers call forth their partners, and then the Dynamax band activates. Pokémon swell to titanic sizes, their forms twisting into Gigantamax evolutions that defy nature's limits. Leon's Charizard erupts into a draconic behemoth, wings blotting out the stars, flames coiling like living infernos around its maw. G-Max Wildfire scorches the earth in blazing vortexes. G-Max Dynamax cannons hurl energy orbs that crackle with raw power. The crowd surges as these giants clash, the ground quaking under stomps that register on seismographs, the air shimmering from heat waves and psychic bursts. It's not mere combat, it's theatre on a godly scale, where every max move paints the sky in explosions of light and colour, leaving viewers breathless and begging for more. Leon thrived in this chaos, his team a symphony of calculated fury. Dragapult phasing through attacks like ghosts in the fog, Haxorus cleaving foes with dragon-scaled might, and that signature Charizard dominating the skies. But victory came at a cost. He trained in isolation, poring over footage until dawn, his mind a whirlwind of counters and contingencies. Challengers like Hop, his own brother, pushed him to edges few saw, their sibling rivalry fueling battles that tested more than Pokémon. Leon's undefeated streak wasn't luck. It was forged in the fire of endless preparation, a shield against the league's unblinking spotlight. Yet Leon's gaze stretched far beyond the stadium lights. He obsessed over Galar's tomorrow, haunted by visions of a region divided, its people fractured by old grudges and new threats. Whispers of the darkest day haunted his thoughts. That cataclysmic event centuries ago when colossal forces nearly tore the land asunder. Legends spoke of Eternatus, the colossal dragon of infinite energy, awakening to unleash Dynamax wildness across the realm. Heroes of old sealed it away, but Leon sensed echoes stirring in his time. When the skies darkened and energy storms ravaged stadiums during the latest Gym Challenge, he raced to the front lines. Sword and shield in hand, no, his Pokémon at his side, he confronted the beast amid Hammerlock's ruins. Eternatus loomed like a nightmare, made flesh, its body a writhing mass of crimson scales and pulsating cores, spewing radiation that warped reality itself. Leon didn't flinch. With allies rallying behind him, he unleashed Gigantamax Charizard in a blaze that pierced the poison haze. The clash shook the stadium's foundations, Eternatus's Dynamax cannon met by Charizard's blazing supremacy. In the end, they subdued the Titan, binding its power and averting another darkest day. But the scars lingered, Galar's energy unstable, its people forever changed. Leon emerged not just unscathed in battle records, but as the guardian who'd stared into oblivion and pulled his home back from the brink. His obsession wasn't paranoia, it was prophecy fulfilled, a champion who battled not only for glory, but for the soul of his nation. That unyielding drive carried him into the world's stage, where the World Coronation Series pitted legends against legends. Challengers from every region lined up, but Leon's throne held firm, until a certain Alolan upstart with a Pikachu on his shoulder dared to dream bigger. Still, even in the face of rising stars, the unbeatable myth endures, a testament to the man who bore Galar's burdens on shoulders broad as his Charizard's wings. As we leave the roaring arenas of Galar behind, prepare yourself for Chapter 12, the top champion, where a strategist of unmatched cunning oversees a league like no other, pulling strings from the shadows of Paldea. As the roaring crowds of Windon Stadium faded into memory, the Pokémon world turned its gaze toward Paldea, a sun-drenched land where ambition simmered beneath azure skies and jagged mesas. Here, the pinnacle of trainer achievement wasn't claimed by a single, undefeated icon, but shared among an elite cadre, with one figure towering above them all, Geeta, the chairwoman of the Paldean Pokémon League, and its undisputed top champion. Geeta doesn't just hold the title, she embodies it, her presence as commanding as the towering Pokémon League headquarters that overlooks Mesagoza's bustling streets. Picture her striding through those polished halls, her sleek black suit and piercing gaze cutting through the chatter of aspiring trainers like a glimmerer's poisoned threads. She's not merely a battler, she's the architect of Paldea's competitive ecosystem, overseeing every challenge, every tournament, every step on the path to greatness. In most regions, the champion is the final boss, the solitary guardian of the throne. But Paldea flips the script entirely. This is the genius of the champion rank system, a revolutionary structure unique to the region. Defeat the Elite Four, conquer their trials, and you don't just dethrone a singular ruler, you earn the champion rank yourself. Multiple trainers can bear this honor at once, a constellation of stars rather than one blazing sun. Nimona, that ever-enthusiastic rival, with her boundless energy and power battle prowess, holds it proudly. Others scatter across Paldea's vast open terrains, from the wind-swept highlands to the shadowy depths of Area Zero, proving their worth in endless skirmishes. It's a meritocracy in motion, where rank is fluid, earned through relentless performance rather than a one-time victory. No static crown passes hands. Instead, the league pulses with competition, pushing everyone sharper, stronger, hungrier. At the apex stands Geeta, the top champion, her superiority etched into every official record. She didn't claw her way up through raw spectacle like Leon's Gigantamax extravaganzas. No, Geeta's ascent was calculated, a masterclass in precision and foresight. Whispers among league insiders paint her as a corporate enigma, her office a fortress of strategy sessions and holographic battle simulations. She scouts talent with the meticulous eye of a paradox Pokémon researcher, combing tournament footage, analysing win rates, dissecting type matchups down to the last terrestrial shift. Trainers speak of her invitations like summons from on high, sudden calls to the League HQ, where she sizes you up over a cup of imported oranberry tea, her voice calm, probing, dissecting your potential before you've even thrown a Pokeball. Her aura? It's that rare blend of unshakable confidence and veiled mystery, the kind that makes you second-guess your own strategies mid-sentence. In Paldean Winds, we catch glimpses of this, Geeta gliding through Mesogota University, mentoring the next generation, while her King Gambit looms like a shadowy enforcer, its blade-sharp presence a silent warning. She's everywhere and nowhere, the League's invisible hand guiding promotions, demotions, the very flow of battles across the region. Yet she battles publicly only when it suits her, her appearances like eclipses, rare, total, unforgettable. Delve into her team, and you uncover layers of tactical brilliance tailored to Paldea's chaotic terrains. King Ambit leads, that feudal warlord evolved from Bishop through sheer ruthless cunning, its supreme overlord ability turning fallen foes into unwitting allies. Glimora follows, a crystalline horror blooming from the toxic sands of West Province, its toxic debris showering entry hazards like glittering doom. Veluza slices through with surgical precision, shedding its brain matter for bursts of speed that leave opponents dazed. Avalug anchors the defense, an icy behemoth forged in the frozen crags of Glaciado Mountain, shrugging off hits while setting up Aurora Veils. Espathra dazzles with opportunist, pilfering boosts mid-battle, her hypnotic feathers evoking the mirages of Asado Desert. And at the core, her ace, Glimora she wields a terrestrialized Glimora that shifts to shatter expectations, but it's King Gambit that defines her. Immovable, imperial, a reflection of Geeta herself. Battles against her unfold like chess matches in a storm. She opens conservatively, probing your lineup with Veluza's liquidation waves crashing across the arena, forcing switches that play right into her hazards. Commit to offense and Avalug walls you cold, its body press crushing with accumulated weight. Overextend, and Espathra swoops in, mirroring your swords dances or dragon dances to flip momentum. It's only when you're frayed, resources dwindling, that King Ambit emerges, kowtowing cleaving through defences while summoning spectral Bishop to swarm the field. Defeating her isn't just winning a fight, it's surviving her scrutiny, emerging as someone worthy of her notice. This system breeds legends. Nimona thrives in it, her champion rank fueling rivalries that span the entire region, from academy hallways to the crater's edge. Other rank holders lurk in the wilds, testing wanderers with teams honed by Paldea's unforgiving diversity. Fire-scorched volcanoes, electric storms over Levincia, ghostly haunts in Alfanada. Geeta watches it all, her data streams flowing like the rivers carving Paldea's canyons, identifying threats, nurturing stars, pruning the weak. Her corporate veil hides a deeper enigma, rumours of ties to Area Zero's secrets, her Pokémon hinting at paradox influences with their otherworldly sheen. Is she merely chairwoman, or something more? A guardian veiling Paldea's profound mysteries. Yet for all her method, Geeta's world is one of perpetual challenge, where no rank is eternal. Challengers rise daily, terrestrial phenomena amplifying upsets, turning underdogs into overnight elites. She thrives on it, her smile faint but genuine as she congratulates victors, only to summon them back for rematches that push boundaries further. In Paldea, supremacy isn't a destination, it's a horizon, always receding, always beckoning. And as Geeta's shadow looms over this dynamic league, a particular rivalry ignites like terror flames, raw, personal, unbreakable, setting the stage for Chapter 13, the rivalry reborn, where bonds forged in battle threaten to redefine what it means to stand at the top. While Geeta reigns as Paldea's top champion, overseeing the league with unyielding precision, the region's revolutionary system opens the door for others to ascend to champion, rank themselves, trainers who prove their dominance through sheer prowess in open challenges. And among them stands Nemona, a name that echoes through the sun-drenched mesas and bustling academies of Paldea like a challenge cry, the youngest ever to claim that exalted title at the tender age of 12. Picture the streets of Cabo Poco, where the salty breeze from the sea mingles with the scent of fresh empanadas from street vendors, and a girl with boundless energy bursts onto the scene, her uniform pristine despite the dust of constant travel. Nemona wasn't born into battling, she was forged by it. From her earliest days, surrounded by the opulent estates of her influential family, whispers say they're tied to the very foundations of Paldea's elite. She sought out opponents like a Pokémon chasing sparks. Schools bored her. Textbooks gathered dust while she roamed the wilds, capturing Pokémon not for collection, but for the thrill of the clash. By 10, she'd already dismantled gym leaders in unofficial spars, her team a symphony of raw power and unbridled strategy. Led by her ever-loyal Pokémon, whose electric fists crackled with the same fire that burned in her eyes. What sets Nemona apart isn't just her precocious talent, it's the unprecedented speed of her rise. In a region where champion rank demands conquering the Elite Four, besting Geeta herself, and surviving the cutthroat terrestrial phenomena, Nemona shattered records. 12 years old, standing atop the league's pinnacle, her victory over Geeta in that fateful battle, a clash where terror types flipped the script on every assumption, cemented her as a prodigy without peer. Crowds in Mesagoza roared as her Lycanroc unleashed a blistering accelerator. Shards of terrestrial crystal shattering like fireworks under the stadium lights. She didn't just win, she redefined what victory meant for a generation, proving that age was no barrier when hunger for battle consumed you whole. But Nemona's story twists the classic tale of rivalry into something electric, something alive with pursuit. In the annals of Pokémon history, rivals chase the champion, nipping at heels like Growlithe on the trail of legendaries. Think Blue shadowing Red through Kanto's caves, or Barry hounding Lucas across Sinnoh's peaks. Yet in Paldea, the script flips. Nemona, already crowned, becomes the hunter. She spots you on your first day at the academy, a fresh-faced student with a starter Pokémon barely out of its ball, and her eyes light up like a Luxray in the dark. "You're strong," she declares, not as a question, but a spark to ignite the flame. From that moment, she's your shadow, your spark, your unrelenting mentor wrapped in the guise of a peer. She pushes you through Uva Academy's hallowed halls, where the air hums with the chatter of Tinker-Tink hammers and the distant roar of academy battles. Nemona drags you to every gym, her voice a constant drumbeat. "Battle me after, show me what you've got." Her lessons are gauntlets, full 6-on-6 showdowns on windswept plateaus overlooking the great crater of Paldea, where the ground trembles from ancient secrets buried deep. She critiques your every move, not with cold analysis like Geeta's boardroom gaze, but with the fervour of someone who lives for the rush. "That was good, but you can be stronger," she'll say, grinning as her Quaquaval dances across the field, waves crashing in hypnotic rhythm. Her battle hunger isn't mania, it's mentorship, forged in the belief that true strength blooms when two warriors grind against each other like combi honeying a hive. This pursuit defines her narrative soul. As you claw toward your own champion rank, scaling the tiers from newbie to elite, unraveling Paldea's twin mysteries of past and future, Nemona is there, evolving alongside you. She terrestrializes her team to match your growth, her Dondozo swallowing strategies whole before spitting them back refined. In the shadows of Area Zero, amid the humming paradox Pokémon and the glow of crystalline caverns, she stands as your anchor, challenging you even as the world's secrets threaten to overwhelm. It's no coincidence her arc peaks in those depths. Her prodigy status demands she test the absolute limits, dragging you to ascension because she sees in you the mirror of her own insatiable drive. Nemona subverts the rival trope so masterfully because she's not chasing glory. She's already grasped it. Instead, she chases evolution, yours and hers intertwined. Her family wealth affords her the finest Terra-style gear, custom orbs glinting like stars, but it's her spirit that shines brightest. In Paldean Winds, that gripping miniseries glimpse into the region's soul, her raw edges, the girl who skips galas for midnight spars, who bonds with her Pokémon over shared scars from lost battles. Her Pawmot, evolved through countless double shocks, mirrors her. Compact power, explosive release. Fans dissect her team for hours. The bulky Gudra shrugging off hits like a living fortress. The sly Orthworm coiling strategies tight. Each choice screams her philosophy. Battle isn't conquest, it's communion. Yet beneath the grins and gauntlets lies a deeper layer. Nemona's youth belies wisdom earned in solitude. Why pursue endlessly when the crown already sits light on her brow? Because Paldea's Open League breeds complacency and she refuses it. She mentors not out of duty, like Cynthia's scholarly guidance or Leon's spectacle, but pure, visceral need. You become her worthy foe, the one who matches her pace, forcing her Lycanroc to accelerate faster, her Meowscarada to weave illusions deadlier. In the endgame, as champions clash in the Academy's arena under twinkling stars, her final challenge isn't defeat, it's parity. You're a champion now too, she beams, but her eyes promise more battles, more growth, an eternal loop of rivalry reborn. This flame carries Nemona beyond Paldea, hinting at horizons where regional crowns yield to global thrones. As her pursuits echo through the League's vast network, drawing eyes from every corner of the Pokémon world, we edge closer to the ultimate convergence. Join me in Chapter 14, the World Coronation Series, where these titans collide in a tournament that redefines supremacy forever. Will undefeated streaks shatter, or will one rise above them all? I hope you're as amazed by this as I am. If you want to stay updated on more content like this, make sure to subscribe and join our community of curious minds. Trust me, what's coming next will challenge everything you thought you knew. Nemona's relentless drive to battle anyone worthy eventually pointed her toward a stage far grander than Paldea's open terrains or Academy fields. That stage arrived with the World Coronation Series, a global tournament that pulled together the mightiest trainers from every corner of the Pokémon world, forcing regional champions to measure themselves against legends they'd only heard about in stories. Picture the electric hum of Winden Stadium, packed with fans from Kanto to Paldea, all breathless as the announcement echoed. The Masters 8 tournament. This wasn't your standard regional league. Here, the top 8 Masters-ranked trainers, those who'd clawed through preliminary rounds, rank battles and continental championships, faced off in a single elimination bracket. 8 slots, each a pressure cooker of single battles, where one loss meant elimination. Regional champions like Leon from Gala, Cynthia from Sinnoh, Lance from Johto, and even Stephen Stone from Hun earned their spots through sheer dominance in qualifiers, turning what started as scattered rank battles into a funnel that herded the world's elite into one colossal showdown. The beauty of it lay in the gathering itself, trainers who defended their thrones in isolation, Leon shrugging off Gala's stadium spotlights, Cynthia wandering Sinnoh's ruins with her Garchomp at her side, now stood shoulder to shoulder. No more proxy wars through Elite Four underlings or local conferences. The World Coronation Series demanded direct confrontation. Ash Ketchum, fresh off his Alola crown, dove in as an underdog, but so did veterans like Alder from Unova, whose laid-back philosophy clashed with the tournament's intensity. Diantha glided in from Kalos, her actress poise unbroken, while even Paldea's rising stars eyed future entries. It was the first time every region's pinnacle converged. Not in some multiversal dream, but on real turf, under unified rules that leveled playing fields, from Gala's Dynamax dens to Carlos's Mega Evolution hotspots. power rankings shifted like sand under a Dragonite's wing. Before the series kicked off, Leon held the throne as the unbeaten Galar monarch. His Charizard a Gigantamax terror who'd felled hundreds, Cynthia lurked just behind, her tactical depth, switching Spiritomb into Lucario traps or unleashing Garchomp's brute force, making her a nightmare matchup. Lance commanded respect as the Dragon Master, his elite experience spanning Kanto and Johto crises, from corralling rogue Gyarados to staring down legendaries. Steven Stone rounded out the heavy hitters, his steel types like Metagross shrugging off blows that would crumple lesser squads. But rankings weren't static. Early rounds saw upsets, a Masters candidate toppling a lower seed, propelling Ash into the spotlight. By the Masters 8 proper, the board read Leon at number 1, Cynthia climbing to 2 after dismantling powerhouses, Lance holding steady at 4 or 5, and Steven proving Hoenn's mettle. These weren't arbitrary lists. They reflected win streaks, battle analytics from the Pokémon World Tournament Association, and raw stats like type coverage and comeback rates. What made those rankings crackle with tension were the tactical shifts. Champions, used to battling rookies or Elite Four specialists, now dissected each other's playbooks. Lance, the raw power dragon slinger, faced Cynthia's precision feints. Imagine his Dragonite roaring into a trap, where her Roserade's petals poisoned the air, forcing him to pivot from offense to stall. Steven's calculated steel walls met Leon's explosive Gigantamax plays, Metagross's Meteor Mash clanging against Charizard's blazing wings, each trainer reading the other's tells like ancient ruins. Cynthia adapted her Sinnoh Symphony, Garchomp's sandstorm sweeps, Milotic's icy mirrors against Galar's spectacle, toning down flair for endurance grinds. Leon the Showman dialed up unpredictability, subbing in rarely seen picks to counter Cynthia's meta-knowledge. These weren't rote victories. They were chess matches on steroids, where a champion's regional signature became a liability. Paldea's Terrastal phenomenon hovered on the horizon, but here, pure adaptation ruled, trainers scouting footage from prior leagues, predicting switches, and exploiting unfamiliarity. Ash thrived in the chaos, his bond-fueled unpredictability flipping scripts, but even he sweated against these gods. The roar of the crowds hit fever pitch when Lance, Steven, Cynthia, and Leon shared the same arena lights. Fans who'd grown up on Lance's red-caped heroism in Kanto broadcasts, trading cards depicting his Aerodactyl, now watched him trade blows with Steven's gem-hunting cool. The Hoenn champion's Agron gleaming under stadium floods. Cynthia's elegant command, her coat billowing as Garchomp charged, synced with Leon's popstar flair, his cape mirroring Lance's in a nod to champion legacy. It was cultural lightning, Kanto's old guard meeting Sinnoh's philosopher queen, Hoenn's strategist, and Galar's modern icon. Whispers spread through the stands. Would Lance's experience trump Leon's streak? Could Steven's rocks crack Cynthia's dragons? Memes exploded online. Fan art fused their teams into dream matchups, and kids in Paldea playgrounds reenacted the clashes. This wasn't just sport, it redefined Pokémon battles as a worldwide tapestry, blending Johto's wild rivers, Hoenn's oceans, Sinnoh's peaks, and Galar's urban roar into one pulse-pounding narrative. Global viewership shattered records, pulling in billions, proving champions weren't regional myths anymore. They were universal forces colliding. Yet amid the spectacle, subtle cracks appeared in the undefeated facades. Leon's throne wobbled under Cynthia's gaze, Lance pondered retirement's shadow, and Steven eyed new horizons beyond steel. The series didn't just crown a victor, it reshaped the hierarchy, seeding rivalries that echoed far beyond the finals. As the dust settled on those earth-shaking clashes, one trainer's ascent would redefine everything. Join me next for Chapter 15, The Peak of the World, where we climb to summits that test even champions' limits. As the dust settled from those grueling Masters 8 semi-finals, where champions like Cynthia and Steven pushed each other to the brink with strategies honed across generations, all eyes turned to the true summit of the World Coronation Series. There in the heart of Wyndon Stadium, Ash Ketchum faced Leon in a 3-episode saga that redefined what it meant to stand at the peak of the Pokémon world. This wasn't just a battle for supremacy, it was a collision of two unbreakable wills, spanning episodes 132 through 134 of Pokémon Journeys. Leon, the undefeated monarch of Galar, embodied raw power and unyielding dominance, his every Dynamax unleashing spectacles that turned stadiums into roaring coliseums. Ash, the eternal challenger from Pallet Town, carried the fire of every bond he'd forged, from Pikachu's thunderous loyalty to the ghosts of Kanto's gyms and Alola's sun-soaked trials. Their philosophies clashed like tectonic plates. Leon chased perfection through overwhelming strength, believing true victory lay in transcending limits alone, while Ash insisted that power bloomed from trust, from the quiet moments when trainer and Pokémon synced souls beyond commands. The build-up simmered across those episodes, flashbacks weaving Ash's odyssey into the present. Remember how Leon's Charizard Gigantamax form had flattened challenges with blasts that scorched the sky? Ash countered, not with mimicry, but with evolution's full arsenal. He summoned Lucario into its mega-evolved glory, aura surging like a blue inferno, claws gleaming under the stadium lights. That Mega Lucario didn't just fight, it danced through Dragapult's phantom strikes, its senses attuned to every spectral shift, proving Ash's belief that evolution wasn't about size but synergy. But Leon adapted, his Haxorus carving earthquakes with dragon claws that split the arena floor, forcing Ash to pivot to Sir Fetch'd, that noble leek sword warrior channeling Alolan Zub moves. Picture it. The Z-ring glowing on Ash's wrist, energy coalescing into a radiant bloom as Sir Fetch'd unleashed Meteor Assault, a comet of raw force hurtling toward Haxorus like judgment from the stars. Z-moves born from Alola's island trials injected that primal burst, crystals shattering into power that no Galar gym could replicate. Ash wasn't borrowing Leon's tricks, he was fusing worlds, pulling from his inaugural championship, where Kukui's League had first crowned him. The stakes escalated in the second half, Leon's Cinderace igniting the field with Pyro Ball barrages, feet blurring in a blaze that mocked Ash's speed. Enter Dracovish, that prehistoric oddity from Gala's own wilds, its vicious rend clamping like a vice from the deep. Yet Leon's retort was pure spectacle. Rhyperia's hammer arm, quakes clashing against Garchomp's sandy tempests. No, Ash held Garchomp back, saving his aces. Their exchange peeled back layers, Leon admitting mid-battle that Ash's unpredictability cracked his perfect facade, while Ash confessed Leon's shadow had driven him across oceans. Depth gave way to delirium in the finale's crescendo. Pikachu, battered but electric, faced Charizard's Gigantamax shadow, blotting the sun. No Dynamax for Pikachu, but Ash channeled everything. A nod to their Kanto origins, where thunder met flame without gimmicks. Leon's Max Flare raised the air, a volcanic dome of heat-warping reality, yet Pikachu zipped through. 10 million volt thunderbolt erupting in a web of lightning that pierced the giant's core. For the first time, Leon's Charizard crumpled, the undefeated myth shattering as Ash's Pikachu stood tall, cheeks sparking triumph. In that instant, 3 power systems, Alola's Z-moves exploding in cataclysmic resolve, Kalos-inspired Mega Evolution surging with aura bonds, and Galar's Dynamax swelling arenas into legends, converged in one cataclysmic storm. No trainer had ever wielded them so fluidly against the world's apex. Ash switching seamlessly, as philosophies fused, Leon's pursuit of might yielding to Ash's heart-led ascent. The crowd's roar drowned the echoes, as confetti rained over Ash, Pikachu perched on his shoulder, both etched with scars of 20+ years. This wasn't mere victory. It crowned Ash the Monarch, the first to topple every region's elite, from Blue's Kanto Shadow to Cynthia's Sinnoh Symphony. His legacy solidified, not born to rule, but forged through endless tomorrows, proving bonds outlast thrones. Yet whispers lingered in the aftermath. Tales of champions blurring lines between worlds and screens, where animated realms twist canon into infinities. Up next, Chapter 16. The animated multiverse beckons with secrets that will reshape how you see every champion story. As the dust settled in those final Journeys episodes, with Ash standing atop a mountain of shattered legacies, Z moves crackling, mega evolutions gleaming, Dynamax forms towering like gods, another layer of the champion's world emerges from the shadows. Pokémon evolutions and generations, those haunting anthology shorts released around 2020 and 2016, craft alternate timelines where the unyielding weight of the champion mantle crushes harder without the gloss of endless victories or heroic fanfare. Take Leon in Evolution's gripping entry, simply titled The Champion. This isn't the invincible stadium icon we've chased through Galar's neon arenas. Here we drop into a rain-soaked, wind-done stadium 20 years earlier, where a teenage Leon steps onto the field for his shot at glory. The crowd's roar fades into a relentless downpour, mirroring the storm brewing inside him. He's not yet the undefeated king. He's just a kid with a Charizard at his side, facing a rival whose team exploits every slip. As the battle unfolds, the camera lingers on Leon's face, sweat mixing with rain, eyes wide with the raw terror of potential failure. His internal monologue hits like a thunderbolt, unspoken but etched in every grimace. This is it, he thinks, the moment that defines everything. G-Max Charizard surges forward, flames cutting through the deluge, but his opponent's ace counters flawlessly, a calculated trap Leon never saw coming. One by one, his Pokémon fall, the loyal Dragapult flickering out, the resilient Haxorus crumpling under a barrage. Leon's mind races, doubts he's buried for decades bubble up. Am I really cut out for this? What if I can't protect Galar's dreams? What if I'm just not enough? The final blow lands, his Charizard collapsing in a haze of steam, and the stadium erupts, not for him, but against him. Defeat. Not the clean loss to Ash we'll later witness, but a foundational fracture. In this alternate lens, Leon's undefeated era isn't born from innate perfection. It's forged in the fire of that single soul-scarring night. He walks off the field alone, cape sodden, whispering to himself, a vow that echoes through every future triumph. Never again. This short strips away the spectacle, exposing how the champion title devours the boy beneath, turning personal agony into public armor. Shift to Unova's shadowed corners in Pokémon Generations. Episode 14, The Charge at the Calumet. Alder, the wandering champion who seems so carefree in the main anime, laughing off battles, bonding with Bouffalant over wild grasses, reveals a steel core here. Team Plasma's grunts swarm a rural crossroads, their ideals twisted into zealotry, Pokémon stolen under the banner of liberation. Alder arrives not as a flashy battler, but a quiet guardian, his Volcarona's wings casting an eerie glow against the twilight fields. No grand speeches, no league fanfare, just a man who knows the cost of standing alone. As Plasma's forces close in, Alder's stoic defense unfolds like a slow-burning siege. Bouffalant charges headlong, horns gleaming with raw power, scattering infiltrators who dare wield stolen legendaries. His mind isn't a whirlwind of self-doubt like Leon's, it's a resolute calm, forged from years of quiet vigils. He doesn't monologue aloud, but you feel it in his unyielding stance, the burden of a region fracturing under philosophy turned weapon. Plasma's leader sneers about freeing Pokémon from human chains, but Alder counters with actions. A precise bravery dive bomb shatters their convoy. Volcarona's fiery dance incinerates their propaganda banners. One grunt after another falls, their ideals crumbling under the weight of Alder's unshakable duty. He doesn't revel in victory. As the last foe flees into the mist, Alder kneels by a released Pokémon, murmuring words of reassurance. This isn't Alder the mentor from Black and White, playfully challenging Ash. This is the champion as Sentinel, bearing the unseen scars of a war no league tournament can prepare you for. The moral rot of those who weaponize compassion. These shorts, evolutions, and generations form an animated multiverse that grounds the champions in ways the sprawling anime and games rarely dare. Leon's loss isn't a footnote. It's the origin of his obsession, a psychological scar that explains every overconfident grin, masking deeper fears. Alder's defiance lacks heroic swells. It's gritty, personal, highlighting the isolation of defending a region's soul against ideological storms. No swelling orchestras or plot armor saves, just the crushing reality of the title. Being champion means your failures echo eternally. Your victories taste like ash when they protect faceless masses. In Gala's commercial Blaze or Unova's Fractured Plains, these vignettes reveal the human toll. Sleep lost to what-ifs, bonds strained by solitude, the constant gnaw of what makes me worthy. Yet amid these burdens, their arsenals gleam with purpose, teams honed not just for glory, but survival. What Pokémon arm these titans against their darkest trials? That's the arsenal we'll unpack next in Chapter 17, The Champion's Arsenal, where every signature move and loyal companion tells a story of unbreakable resolve. Those alternate glimpses in evolutions and generations peel back just enough to reveal the true weapons these champions wield. Their Pokémon teams, forged not just for victory, but as extensions of their very souls. Leon's Charizard, roaring through that introspective defeat, mirrors his unyielding pursuit of perfection, while Alder's Bouffalant charges with the raw, untamed spirit of a wanderer who bonds deeper than any strategy allows. But to grasp the champion's arsenal, we must dissect these rosters thread by thread, starting with the pioneers who set the standard for what a final boss truly demands. Consider Stephen Stone from Hoenn, the steel-hearted collector, whose team in Ruby and Sapphire forms an impenetrable defensive core. At its heart, his Skarmory slices through the air like forged titanium, its steel-flying typing shrugging off blows that would shatter lesser foes, while Aggron anchors the line with sheer bulk, a living fortress of iron ore that reflects Stephen's obsession with rare minerals. Metagross floats as the crown jewel, its four brains calculating probabilities faster than any human mind, synergizing psychic precision with steel resilience to counter physical threats. Armaldo and Claydol add prehistoric punch and ancient mysticism, but the genius lies in the type coverage. Stephen's squad laughs at neutral hits, forcing you to chip away at walls that regenerate under Sandstorm's veil. In remakes like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, Mega Metagross amps this to godlike levels, its tough claws shredding attackers before they close in. This isn't random power. It's a geologist's blueprint. Every Pokémon a gem in his vault, demanding you outmaneuver rather than overpower. Shift to Sinnoh, where Cynthia elevates the game to symphonic balance. Her Garchomp, that sand-veiled dragon, embodies her quiet ferocity, a scholar who unleashes apocalypse when provoked. Spiritomb traps your leads in its screaming curse, immune to most supers, while Lucario dances with aura-sensing grace, punishing switches. Roserade spreads poison and sleep like a toxic fog. Milotic coils with Marvel Scale recovery, and Togekiss blankets the field in air/paralysis. Gastrodon and her ace Garchomp seal it, covering waters and grounds that prey on dragons. No glaring weaknesses here. Cynthia's roster pivots effortlessly, her AI in Platinum anticipating your every swap with eerie prescience. She reflects the historian's poise, patient, profound. Her team, a library of counters where one slip invites a dragon rush that ends leagues. These signature Pokémon evolve across generations, morphing from mere mascots into personality engravings. Lance's Dragonite in the 90s. Gold and Silver era wasn't just strong. It was the Dragon Master's fury incarnate, Hyper Beam sweeping squads to echo his elite Dragon Tamer roots. Fast forward to Diantha in Kalos, her Mega Gardevoir a glittering actress's spotlight, hyper voice and Moonblast weaving theatrical devastation, its pixie grace hiding moonlit lethality that saved regions from crisis. Leon's Charizard Gigantamax in Sword and Shield, pure showman swagger. G-Max Wildfire, scorching the pitch while he struts like Gala's unbreakable idol. Iris's Haxorus Guillotines, with Dragonite, wild and youthful, while Geeta's Glimora blooms toxic crystals. A chairwoman's calculated oversight turned battlefield dominance. Each ace whispers the trainer's essence. Alder's Bouffalant headbutts with brotherly abandon. Wallace's melodic glides in elegant cascades. Game designers wove this magic through AI revolutions, turning champions from scripted pushovers into fear-inducing tacticians. Early Kanto's Lance spammed Dragon Rage for fixed damage, predictable as clockwork. But by Diamond and Pearl, Cynthia's scripts layered pursuit traps and entry hazards, her Garchomp outspeeding revenge killers you never saw coming. Platinum refined it further. Her Spiritomb Shadow tags without warning, forcing 6-mon gauntlets, where fatigue sets in. Unova's Alder bonds intuitively. His Volcarona quivers into fiery rebirth, AI adapting to your patterns like a living spar. Sword and Shield's Leon Dynamax's mid-turn, his team scaling to absurd levels, while Scarlet and Violet's Geeta deploys terrestrialization mid-battle, flipping typings on a dime. Glimora's Poison surges electric strong, her King Ambit slicing ghosts. Programmers at Game Freak layered Markov chains and decision trees, making these bosses feel alive, predicting switches, preserving momentum. That fear factor? It's the sweat when Cynthia's roar echoes, "It's over," or Steven's Metagross scans your soul. Nemona echoes this in Paldea, her Pawmot boxing with electric fury, a battle fiend's endless drive, while Ash's own arsenal in Journeys, Pikachu's Gigantamax Thunder, Lucario's Aura Sphere, clashes philosophies against Leon's Firestorm. These evolutions mirror real design philosophy, balance risk with spectacle, signature moves like Draco Meteor or G-Max Vortex cementing legacies. Blue's Pidgeot in Fire Red soars with rival grit, ever the Thorn Post title. Yet as Arsenal sharpen, one question lingers. What endures when titles fade and new eras dawn? That's the heart of Chapter 18, the eternal legacy, where we uncover how these champions etch themselves into eternity, beyond battles won or lost, beyond the meticulously crafted teams that mirror their trainers' souls. From Cynthia's Garchomp charging through Sinnoh's snowy peaks to Steven's Metagross shielding Hoenn's ancient ruins, lies the true essence of what elevates these figures to legend. It's not just the battles won or the badges collected, but a profound convergence of duty, strength, and bond that weaves through every champion's story, binding Kanto's fierce rivals to Paldea's strategic overlords in an unbreakable tapestry. Consider duty first, that unyielding call to safeguard their worlds when shadows lengthen. Lance, the Dragon Master, who straddled Kanto and Johto, didn't claim his titles through tournaments alone. He plunged into Lake of Rage's churning waters to snare that gleaming red Gyarados, halting a rampage that threatened Johto's heart. Years later, in the anime's fevered crossovers, he soared above Hoenn's primal clash, his Dragonite clashing against Kyogre and Groudon to avert Cataclysm, a guardian whose scales gleamed with the weight of two regions' fates. Diantha embodied this in Kalos, her Gardevoir's mega evolution not merely a spectacle on the silver screen, but a beacon amid Team Flair's apocalyptic scheme, her poise fracturing only when the world's veil tore open. Geeta in Paldea upholds it administratively, her top champion throne a command centre overlooking terrestrial battles, ensuring the League's integrity amid open-world chaos. Even Ash, the Alalan anomaly, answered duty summons by winning that first island challenge, his Pikachu's thunder securing a path to global salvation. These aren't mere leaders, they're sentinels, their victories echoing in the crises they quelled. From Unova's plasma upheavals, Ulda standing resolute with Bouffalon against ideological storms, to Gala's darkened stadiums, where Leon's Charizard illuminated the path forward. Strength courses through them like a perpetual hyperbeam, raw power tempered by unassailable will. Leon's undefeated streak in Galar wasn't hype, it was forged in the Evolution episode's introspective haze, his every Dynamax roar silencing doubters until Ash's resolve cracked it in Journey's thunderous finale. Cynthia's presence looms eternal, her Spiritom's forbidden curse and Lucario's aura punches dismantling challenges across Sinnoh's lore, even humbling Ash in dreamlike rematches. Blue. Kanto's brash pinnacle in Fire Red's Indigo Plateau climax turned rivalry into supremacy, his Pidgeot soaring as proof that grit outpaces pedigree. Wallace, elegant successor in Hoenn's remakes, wielded Milotic's hypnotic grace to eclipse Steven Steele, his contests blending artistry with overwhelming force. Iris, Unova's Dragon Whisperer, succeeded Ulda not by inheritance, but by channeling Haxorus's guillotine might, her youthful ferocity ranking her among the elite. Nimona in Paldea pushes this boundary, her champion rank at tender age a testament to relentless drive, her Koraidon mirroring the player's own ascent. This strength isn't brute, it's the quiet dominance that lets Ulda wander battle-weary yet unbreakable. His Volcarona's fiery wings, a symbol of endurance over flash, yet binding it all, deeper than duty or might, is bond, the sacred pact between human and Pokémon that pulses at Pokémon's core. Ulda taught this through deeds, not decrees, his Bouffalon headbutting through Trips Vines in Black and White's championship glow, a partnership born of mutual respect rather than command. Iris extended it, her Axew evolving amid laughter and dragon roars, embodying Unova's wild harmony. Steven's fascination with mega evolution stemmed from this intimacy, his Aggron attuned to Hoenn's crystalline veins. Leon's bond shone in vulnerability, confiding in Charizard during Galar's eclipse, their Gigantamax fusion, a dialogue of trust. Ash's journey crystallized it, Pichu's refusal to evolve, Noivern's aerial symphony and Alola's trials, the unbreakable Cap and Thunder duo conquering worlds, Cynthia's Garchomp, tamed from feral sands, reflects a trainer who listens to the wild heart. Even Geeta's Glimora, Terrastol veiled, hints at oversight laced with profound connection. These ties transcend regions, turning champions into vessels for Pokémon's own legends, where a glance or growl conveys strategies unspoken. As Pokémon horizons expand beyond Paldea, whispers of new lands on the wind, perhaps rugged archipelagos or mist-shrouded continents, the champion's mantle evolves. No longer confined to Elite Four gauntlets, the role fractures into mosaics like Paldea's Academy ranks or Galar's exhibition spectacles, Nimona's prodigy status hinting at peerless equals challenging the throne. The World Coronation Series shattered isolation, pitting Lance's veterans against Diantha's stars, Ash's underdog fire against Leon's crown, birthing a global pantheon where Masters 8 becomes Eternal Arena. Imagine power structures remade, decentralized leagues with multiple title holders, like Alola's Trial Kings or Paldea's top champion overseeing a web of rivals. Geeta's model, strategist above battlers, could proliferate, blending governance with glory, as crossovers like Paldean Winds tease Nemona's boundless potential, influencing tomorrow's icons. Yet the core endures: duty to emerging threats, strength against interdimensional rifts, bonds forging unbreakable alliances. What cements these champions as Pokémon's most cherished icons isn't fleeting triumphs, but their resonance with every trainer's spark. Blue's rivalry mirrors our first steps from Pallet Town Oaks. Lance's dragons evoke childhood awe at Indigo Skies. Cynthia's elegance inspires Midnight Team rebuilds. Leon's fall humanizes invincibility. Ash's rise proves dreams undimmed. They embody the mythos, worlds saved not by gods, but by those who walk beside them. Badges glinting under stadium lights or crisis moons. In their legacies, duty's vigilance, strength's roar, bonds whisper, we glimpse our own paths, eternal as the Pokeballs click. And as the stars align over every region, their stories remind us, true champions never fade. They ignite the next flame. What did you think of this journey? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If this changed your perspective or taught you something new, consider subscribing for more mind-expanding content. And if you know someone who would find this as fascinating as you did, share it with them. These are the kind of conversations that matter.